Welcome. G'day, mate. My name's Autumn.
I'm Kiri.
You went on vacation. What'd you do?
I took a plane ride to New York City.
Phew. New York.
But we did all the things this time. Yeah. We went ice skating at Rockefeller Center. We went to the Statue of Liberty. We saw Aladdin on Broadway. We went to the Central Park Zoo. I don't know if it was because it was cold, but there was like a lot of animals out. I feel like usually when you go to the zoo, like there's quite a few animals who are like asleep or hiding. And I think we saw every animal, including like um the seals, which I think are seals. Emmy knew the difference between a seal and a sea lion. It has to do with their ears. I can't remember what the difference is. But we did get to see them, and then like the the snow leopard was out. They were taking pictures of it for Valentine's Day. So they had given it some like food and put it right in front of the window. So and they stuck hearts to the screen and were taking pictures of it. So we got to see it up close. What else did we do? We went to the Museum of Natural History, which we go to every time we go to New York. And I always pose in front of the bear. But yeah, we went to that one, the American Museum of Natural History. We went to the Guggenheim. Did you lose me? Hello? What happened?
Welcome back. We have sound now.
That's good. That's good.
We're professionals.
As always.
Not weird at all. It's gonna be
Yeah.
funny, though. I bet it was so funny up until now because we're
Hmm.
hilarious. So,
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny
anyways,
because
what?
whenever I'm editing these, like I watch them a couple of times, and when I watch them in like 2x, like 2 times speed,
Yeah.
and we sound like chipmunks when we're laughing.
Probably.
Like really high-pitched chipmunk giggles. Sometimes I consider speeding it up in the edit.
That would be funny. We can do that sometime. We'll like
Mm.
during parts of it, we'll be like, "Hello,
Mhm.
welcome to Unscripted and Awkward." And just like
I'll get
do
to the
it.
last and it's just like now let's speed that up.
It's a dolphin. Anyways, were there any mermaids at the zoo?
No mermaids,
Oh,
just seals and
Cat
sea
Noir,
lions.
Noir.
Well,
Cat.
Cat Noir is from Paris, so we
Oh,
didn't see any
I know where
ladybug or Cat Noir.
I know where you're
I
going
tried to tell
next.
Emmy I tried to tell Emmy that I saw Ninja Turtles, and she said, "No, you didn't." 'Cause we were in the subway, and I'm like, "Yeah, this is where they live." And then she later on, when she was like, "I saw a rat," and I was like, "You might have, because this is the New York subway." She said, "I swear I did."
You were like, no, you didn't.
I did it first. I was like, "You, no, you didn't." And she's like, "I did. It was down there." And I'm like, "You know what? It probably was a rat."
That's funny.
It was what's his name? Splinter.
Is that his name? Splinter's the bad guy.
No, Shredder's the bad
Predator's the
guy.
bad guy. Yeah, 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 yeah. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
Splinter's the
You're
good
right.
guy.
You're
Yeah,
right.
I
You're
was like,
right. You're right.
okay,
You're right.
I
You're right. You're right. You're right.
I
You're
am
right.
not a fake Ninja Turtles
Oh,
fan, okay?
sorry. Oh,
Um,
you were there over Valentine's Day. Did you get any romance?
our very romantic trip to New York City with our 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Actually, on Valentine's Day, we took a very romantic freezing walk on the High Line. We just kind of like walked around that day because we went to the Harry Potter store, which was fun and very magical for Emmy. And She got her mind. She Before she really even went into the store, she insisted that she was going to buy Hermione's wand. So we left with Hermione's wand. And she did not want to leave without it. So she got a magic wand from there. And ever since then she's been telling me that we're going to go to Hogwarts, which
Like, I've been waiting for years, sis. If you get an invitation and I didn't,
well, I did give up a long time ago, but if I got invited now, I'd probably still go, just being honest.
yeah, I don't think we'll be flying any soon.
Yeah, I know. It was like the night before we were supposed to fly home, we were like at dinner, and I was going through like looking at stuff on my phone, and the news article of the Delta plane that like landed upside down came up. And I showed it to Cal, and he was like, "Yeah, I saw that earlier. I wasn't gonna show it to you though, since we're flying home on Delta." Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we made it. We made it home. Yeah, I know. I texted my mom, and she was like, "Oh, thank God, I've been terrified all day."
Why did
And
she
I was like,
message you then? Or call you?
"Well, she like was terrified just of the fact that I was gonna have to fly. Like she wasn't worried that there was something happened,
Oh.
but like knowing that we were gonna be flying with all of the stuff that's been happening."
Mm-hmm.
And then, and then of course, Cal has to fly back to New York City at the end of March for work. So he's excited about that.
My sister, I'm on a group chat with my sister and Otto and Vanessa and Gabe, and they started like doing little reviews of like food and drinks and stuff. So I've been doing that and it's fun. But
Is it
anyway,
like specific things,
it
like
can
from a
be
specific
just
place, or just like generic?
a lot of it is drinks and a lot of it is energy drinks. But it's
I
just
see, I
like
see.
any food. They do, Jewel does a lot of like crumble cookies
Mm,
stuff too. But yeah, just whatever.
okay.
It's fun and cute, and we rate it out of 5, and it's, I don't know. We make little video reviews. It's so cute.
Oh, you make video reviews. That is cute.
Yeah, yeah. We're like, hi, I've got this. And then we drink it. We're like, 1.7 out of
Yeah,
5.
that's low. What got a 1.7?
I don't know. Some girl. I don't remember. Probably some kind of Dr. Pepper, I think.
Like one of their
Orange
weird
cream
flavors.
or
That sounds terrible.
yeah. Truck's been cool. Somebody stopped him. He went and I think to Publix to grab probably a chicken sub thing that I never know what it's called, but he's obsessed with it. And somebody stopped him because he was putting some groceries in the trunk. In the frunk. He was like, "What are you doing?" Because the hood is a trunk.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
so he gets stopped, and people are like, "What?"
Yeah.
But it's cool and funny. And I
Hmm.
got a new bike yesterday.
Yeah. Is that your new hobby now?
We went yesterday and we went today.
That's good.
Good, I feel cute. And you can see it here. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm cute. I'm cute. It's cute, but also I'm cute when I ride it. I feel cute. But yeah, I'm gonna ride it in a cute little dress and be like Zoe Deschanel and be so cute. But I wanted a bike, like an old looking bike like that for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I remember my mom got one from the thrift store or something, like a Goodwill a long time ago, but she had to like my dad had to like redo the tires and everything on it. So yours looks pretty good.
It's new. Not
And
from
it
a
has a
thrift store.
basket. I
We
know.
we bought a little bell too. Ding ding.
The bell. It was when my mom was like, I want to get a basket for my bike. So I think she had the same dream as you.
Yeah, yeah. Want to put
She wanted to put her chihuahua in
I was just
it.
gonna say I want to put our Princess Mochi in it. He is now Princess Mochi. He's the princess, the fairest in the land.
Why?
I don't
I
know,
mean,
because
he's
he's
very cute.
fluffy and
Just because he's
beautiful.
cute and fluffy.
Yeah,
Does he like the princess treatment?
I think so. He talks back to us when he talks.
Are you a pretty princess? Yeah. Who's a pretty princess? Yeah. Hey, buddy. You're so cute, Mr. Fluffers. Mr. Fluffers.
He's coming around. I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
He Whenever one of us gets home, he'll come and he'll be like meow meow, and he's so quiet. Got a quiet meow. So he's coming over with this dainty princess meow, and Parker has given them little things of whipped cream. So now every time we
They
come
beg for it.
home, he has to have some.
Yeah,
Yami doesn't
that sounds.
really beg for it or like ask for it like he does, which Yami likes food, don't get me wrong. But it's just cute how he's like at the door, like, oh, you're home. Give me some
Yeah,
cream.
that is cute. My cat does the same thing with Well, now she does it because we have in the mornings we give the dogs their dog. Both of our dogs are on Prozac. Um, so we give them their medicine in the mornings. Mojo won't take pill pockets, so we just have to like shove his in his mouth. But Loki will take pill pockets, and they're like little treats.
Mm-hmm.
But they come in these like little foil bags. And the cat treats come in a little foil bag. So when we first started doing it, the cat would come up and like kind of meow a little bit because she thought we were giving treats. So we have started like Loki gets his medicine and then she gets a little bit of a treat. But now it's to the point where she doesn't even wait for us to go to the cabinet. When we get up in the morning, she goes to the cabinet and starts meowing because it's treat time. But she also does it like I eat yogurt sometimes, and she likes to lick the bowl, so she'll follow me around and meow. And the same thing with cereal or anything. She recognizes the milk jug, so you pour milk in anything, and she'll follow you. Um, Sometimes I'll eat like a small bowl of cereal, but I'll like stand in the kitchen while I eat it, and she just stands next to me meowing as loud as she can. Not a quiet little princess meow, like as loud
Mm-hmm.
as she can. And when it looks like I'm almost done because I'll like drink it, she'll get up on her back paws and like, and I'm like, yeah. Oh, you want this? You want it? Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, of course you can have some because you're the cutest.
Cute.
And then
Yeah.
of course I give it to her, and so the next time she does
Mm-hmm.
it again.
Yeah.
So cats very much can be taught to beg for things because
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, they
very cute.
like metal kind of clanging, right? So we have little metal bowls when I put their like wet cat food in or like whatever treats, and then like their food actually, we've got an automatic feeder and it's like a little
Mhm.
metal bowl that you place into it. So that little tink 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 tink, like metal clinging, they're like,
Yeah, they're like,
what's
that's
that?
food time.
What's that? Food.
Yeah.
And now, since the whipped cream, what's that?
They come running.
You hear the little
It's like
bell. We
kids
have
with
bell
candy.
collars. Yeah, so we can always hear what they're doing.
Man, I used to get those bell collars for Kylie, but I stopped because like you know how like they'll scratch their necks sometimes, and like there
Oh,
would be
tick,
sometimes
tick,
she'd be
tick,
like
tick, tick.
scratching and just like the whole neck collar would be going around and around and it's the bell going off. And I'm like eventually I was like, no, no more bells. But yeah, it was a terrible sound.
Nah, it's cute.
But the dogs do it now too, because like their collars have their like their tags and stuff on
Hmm.
them. So whenever they scratch, it's just like that jingly sound. Sometimes I consider taking their collars off, but like if, I don't know, neither of them are particularly runners, but if they ran, I would like them to be able to come back, like be brought back. Because when we were staying with my sister lives, like you know where my sister lives, but like she has a lot of property, and
Hmm.
so she just lets her dog kind of run around outside, and she usually stays within the property. But when we were there, Loki and my sister's dog like to explore together. And so when we were staying there, was a couple of times where Loki like explored too far up the mountain, and the people in the neighborhood next to the my sister's property had called us, and they were like, "We have a dog here," and we're like, "Yeah, we'll come get him." Um, and he was normally happy to come to like jump in the car and come back, but my sister's dog, she there was a couple of times where she like ran off with Loki, and then the people would call, and there was people they were like, "Well, we caught this dog, but the other dog, it got away." And they describe my sister's dog, who was like there with us, which means as soon as he got caught, she ran home. It was
Like,
like,
oh crap.
wasn't me. Couldn't have been.
That's funny.
But Loki didn't have that sense.
Yeah. Says, hi, new friend, have food?
Pretty much, they were like, "Oh, he was really nice, and he came up to us," and like, I'm like, "Yeah, he's too friendly sometimes," but Mojo would never.
Yeah, no. I think he likes his setup pretty good.
But I think Loki likes his setup pretty good. Loki's just very, I don't know. I'm not gonna say he's not like adventurous necessarily. He's just, I guess, curious.
Hmm.
Whereas Mojo's just happy to be where he's
Right.
at. It's like I don't need to know.
Yeah.
I don't need to know.
Yeah, I wasn't
I feel
necessarily saying Loki didn't, but he just Mojo really likes being around his dad, you know?
it's ridiculous. And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't understand it. I've never had a pet like that. Like, I
Clifford's
mean,
like,
my cat loves me, but she's not like that.
yeah, no. But Clifford's like that with Parker.
Mm. Yeah. Something about those red dogs.
Yeah, yeah. About collars, though, Maggie's naked all the time. Clifford is
Hmm.
kind of offended when you take his collar off. He's like, no, my dad gave that to me. Put it back on.
I my dogs I don't think care that much. I think they're confused whenever I do take their collars off. Part of it I think is because the times I usually take their collars off are when I give them baths. So they're like, is it bath time?
Oh.
But yeah, but when I put their collars back on them, they get like super excited because for some reason I think they think it means it's time to go for a walk. Like,
Who do you walk? I assume
well,
one of you gets one, the other
we don't
gets.
walk them as much anymore since we have the a yard. But when we didn't have a yard or uh I would well when we were in like Wheeling in our apartment, I would walk them both but one at a time. Sometimes if Cal was like available to walk with me, like I would walk Mojo and he would walk Loki. But uh, yeah, Loki's and he's a lot better on a leash than he used to be. But when he was a puppy and like when he was younger, we ended up having to stop walking him because he would pull so hard he would like choke himself. And he would even do it with like the harnesses on, like he would just be pulling so
Surprised he
hard.
doesn't pull you. I'm afraid
Well,
to walk Clifford. Like, I guess at the apartment I took
I'm
him down for a quick potty, but we weren't going very far.
yeah. Well, I mean, Loki's pulled me a couple of times, but not like I don't know. I'm I'm pretty strong, so I don't usually have a problem controlling him. There's only been a couple of times where he's actually pulled me, and that's usually when like the one like really bad time was when we were like I was pregnant and I brought him to my sister's because we went to my sister's for like a weekend, and I was getting him out of the car, and somebody who was like, I don't know what they were doing. Somebody stranger had pulled up to my sister's house and gotten out of their car because they wanted to talk to the owners of the house about something. I think they were trying to sell something. But Loki saw him and like ran for him, and I wasn't prepared for it. And he like almost dragged me down the driveway. I just let him go. I was like he ripped my pants. I had a
Yeah,
big old scrape on my knee. I was
probably
like,
the
go.
best thing you could do.
I know I was like, I'm very pregnant right now. He did rip my favorite jeans though. I was very upset.
I
Very upset.
believe him.
Yeah, I got him back pretty easily though. Um, I think we were there for like my sister's graduation from medical school. So I had like brought a dress and the dress showed my legs and I had like this huge scrape down my knee.
Are you good then?
And then we get to
Is that
I
the
think it
time
was
you
like
lost your shoes?
I didn't lose my shoes. My shoe
Oh
broke.
yeah, shoe broke. That's
Yeah,
right.
it was the time my shoe broke. So I was there with like a scrape down my knee and a broken shoe. And then Anthony had ended up going to like a Walmart or something on his way there, and he picked up a pair of flip-flops for me. I'm like, yeah, yeah, this is perfect. Very pregnant, scrapes on my legs, and my shoe is broke.
You're like that Walmart baby movie.
Yeah.
Where
Where
the
the heart
heart
is.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is it Clifford? Go be on camera
Clifford.
again?
Oh,
Now he's like, I'm going back to sleep.
he
Just
went up
getting
towards the
comfy.
pillow. He's like a human. He like lays his head on pillows.
Yeah, that's how Mojo is. They're like Loki too. Loki's really annoying about it. Like I'll be folding laundry somewhere. Like no matter where I'm folding, I fold laundry on the couch and he'll jump up and use my piles as pillows. I fold laundry on the floor, he finds the tallest pile and puts his head on it like it's a pillow. I'm like, this is not pillows, this is clothes. Get up.
Ew.
And he leaves his fur on everything.
Yeah, fur. I'm over it.
Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Get a husky or a German shepherd.
I had a husky once. Theirs were just big old tufts. I feel like that's less annoying. You can just
It's
pick it
not
up.
just tufts though. It's tufts when it's the worst. Like right now, he is shedding in tufts. So, but year round, it'll just be random hairs. And like, he doesn't look like his fur is that long, but sometimes it'll be like little white hairs that are like this long. And I'm just like, where did it come from? He's a big black dog, but like his undercoat, I guess, is white. So when all of that falls out, you just get these huge, and then they're like pointy. But they're not as bad as Mojo's hairs because Mojo's hairs are really small and pointy and they get stuck in your feet
The same with
like
beagle
splinters.
hairs.
Yeah, it's awful.
Ouch.
Sometimes I'll be walking and I'll start limping and Cal will be like, "What's wrong?" And I'm just like, "Mojo fur." Like we know what it is. I stepped on a Mojo fur and now I need to go find some tweezers.
Outside of your vacation, have you been doing anything? Watching anything? I've been watching anime.
That's fun. I kind of have been watching the Pokemon show with Emmy.
Yeah.
She finished the first season of Pokemon Indigo League. And then I can't remember what the second one was called, but she started on the second season.
Forrest has
She's very excited about it.
Forrest has been watching off and on, but he's been watching the I'm pretty sure like the first season because they were talking about Fari Zone. Yeah, I think that's what it's called, and that's like in the first game, way in the
Maybe I don't
beginning.
really remember
Yeah,
it. I didn't watch it all the way through.
but
Um, what animes have you been watching?
I forget what it's called. Well, three different
I
ones.
love this show. I don't know what it's called.
One of them is, well, three different ones. So one of them is like this kind of Harry Potter-ish one. except he doesn't have magical powers, but everyone else does. He gets found out, and some officer or whatever, like, oh, we're gonna take you to jail, blah, 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 blah. But he's like super duper strong and fast.
I see. That's
Um,
his power.
yeah, but it's not a power. But the officer guy's like, well, if you go to the school and become, the best of the best, and become well known, you know, I'll get the glory for putting you through, and you can, give me your part of your money or whatever. So he enrolls into magic school, Hogwarts, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's just ridiculous because they ride brooms, but he doesn't have powers. So one of the kids is like, yeah, I'll beat you in a race on our brooms. And he just basically chucks the broom and jumps really fast and hops on the broom. And so he wins. And then, of course, later he gets invited to be part of the Quidditch match. It's not called Quidditch, but that's essentially what it is.
Quidditch.
And he's like, I can't ride a broom. I can't ride a broom. They're like, nah, 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 come on, you're the best. You won that one competition. And he basically stays on the ground the entire game. And then the guy who asked him to play, he's like, quit messing around. You've got to do it. And then another
Does he
player,
throw the
like,
broom and then jump?
no, not this time. Just wait. And then, like,
Sweet.
the other team comes and bashes the guy that's talking to him, like, knocks him off his broom. And he's like, oh, it's so dramatic. Oh, just do your best. It's not about winning. And he's like, and next thing you know, he's in the air and his little legs are like pumping, like he's flying with his legs. It's so stupid. Everything about it's so stupid. It's so funny though. Uh,
Be fair, I think that that's probably my least favorite thing about like magic shows is the broomstick stuff, like flying around on a broomstick. It just seems so ridiculous to me.
yeah.
Like even in the world of like magic.
Yeah. It is funny.
It's
I don't
silly
know.
anyway, especially because like if you think about the logistics of sitting on a broomstick, like
They're just straddling it. I
yeah,
wouldn't be
because like if
comfortable
you
at all.
doesn't make
You
a lot
think
of
about all
sense.
those witches with their dresses too. Like,
Well, that's why you see when you see some of them in like side saddle on it, like sitting sideways on the broomstick.
alright
Uh,
then.
yeah, yeah. So
But yeah, it's quite
that's
funny.
funny.
It's quite funny.
Hmm.
He basically
Very
goes
nice.
through not having magical powers, and it's just really funny. That's one of
That is
them.
funny.
The other one's like Dan or something. I don't remember what it's called, but it's
Dandy
just
dandy
about.
dan.
We've only watched a couple of episodes, but it's about two like teenagers, and so far they just encounter like spiritual ghosts and stuff and aliens, but only an alien once, I think. But I think it's gonna be mostly about like spirits and stuff. But I've only gotten a couple episodes in. What I'm watching by myself though, I'm in like seasons in. It's like something toilet. What is it called?
Something toilet. Skibbity toilet.
Stop. Oh, toilet bound Hanako-kun. It sounds really dumb, like the title, but so what drew me to it is the art style. I think it was really cute. So I was like, meh. And I clicked on it, and it's not actually that bad.
Well, I don't we don't actually watch TV that much. Uh so I was trying to think if I watched any TV recently. Kel and I watched a show on Netflix called had it had Jeff Goldblum in it. What was it called? Chaos, which was decent, but we found out after we finished it, the first season, that there was never going to be a second season because Netflix likes to do that. Um, I think that's the only show that we've like actually watched recently. I would like to watch the new season of White Lotus if I can find time to. And I think that's it really. Mostly I've been reading books or listening to books. So that's what I do instead of watching TV, I guess. Um,
You watched
oh,
Nosferatu.
the movie. I want to see that.
It was okay.
I want to see it.
It was okay.
There's a couple movies I want to see.
I
That is one of them.
noticed, um, what's his name? From Skins. Also Beast from
Oh yeah,
X-Men. Nicholas
Nicholas Holt.
Holt, yeah. Um,
Yeah.
he is in a lot of vampire movies.
Well, he has a look about him.
Well, he's in that one. He's also in the one that's also about, it just came out as Nick Cage in it. Renf, Renfield,
Yeah,
which was
yeah.
good. I liked it.
Yeah, I
Um,
remembered seeing that.
he's also,
But yeah, he's in a lot of things. He's in a lot of things.
no, I think he's in
I,
another vampire one. But he's in Warm Bodies. That's a zombie one.
I feel like Skins would probably be the most common thing.
Yeah.
Because anytime I see him in like a preview or something, people are like, "It's Tony,"
I don't know. I feel
or
like
I think
Skins is like, not a lot of people have seen it, I feel like, too.
yeah, I think that it's just like it's one of those things that's popular with like certain circles of people, and if you're like a fan of somebody, like it, probably. But I think it was like a meme for The Great. And did you watch The Great?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You did, yeah.
I don't
And
think I
it's like
finished it though. I think I discovered that I didn't finish it with
yeah,
you.
I think we did talk about that, yeah, because but there was like a scene where Catherine comes into his room and is like, do that thing with your tongue. And people were like in the comments just like he learned that from Skins. That's a Tony thing from Skins. And I was just like, does that ever come up in Skins? I don't think
No,
so, but
he would never worry about pleasuring a woman.
I well he did try to what was his friend's name? Max. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Cause but yeah, he tried to go like go down on him and Max was
I
like,
said a
no.
woman,
Well, I just feel like
and that was more about him and not about
that's true. He was
Max.
so offended. He was
Yeah.
so offended.
Yeah. He was very selfish.
Speaking of like ridiculous stories, I did read a ridiculous book
Mm-hmm.
the other day called Dreadful, which was about a man who basically wakes up and he has like no idea who he is, but he's like an evil sorcerer. So he has to like figure out what his life is as he's an evil sorcerer, but he's like has absolutely no context for anything that's going on around him. So like when he wakes up, his like room is on fire and he has no eyebrows. And he does find his eyebrows in a box.
What?
And like I said, ridiculous. But like he tries to piece
I'm
together his life like as things go.
I'm just picturing like the book starting out like that.
I did. Like it's just
Where are my
about him.
eyebrows?
Yeah, he's like everything's on fire and somebody's like outside the door asking him if he needs help, but he is at first concerned that he's done something wrong and doesn't want to upset anybody. So he's like, "No, I'm fine," and he puts the fires out himself. Then he goes to look in the mirror and he has no eyebrows and he just looks ridiculous. Like, but he's like, I kind of look like he's wearing robes. He's like, maybe I'm a sorcerer, like there's some magic spells around or whatever. And then he finds out that he's the evil sorcerer that runs the castle. Uh, but like he's not actually like I guess he's not like inherently evil because like he's not sure what evil plot he's supposed to be doing. It is ridiculous.
Yeah.
He does like he has like a princess that he's holding for captive and he doesn't know why.
Let's
And
go
like
ask
all of
her.
his servants are goblins. But he can't ask her because he doesn't want anyone to know that he doesn't know who he is. So he's just like awkwardly trying to like figure things out.
Maybe he could be
And he
a good
gets
wizard then. He
well, I
doesn't
mean, by the
remember.
end, it's like a whole thing about like can you like choose to change who you are or whatever? And he does eventually choose to not be an evil wizard. He gets the opportunity to get his memories back and he declines because he doesn't want to be an evil wizard. Although you never figure out why he became an evil wizard in the first place. Because, like I
Doesn't
said, he's
matter.
not like inherently evil. So, what happened to make him an evil wizard? And he says that like throughout the book, he's all like, I wonder what happened to make me, do this, like light people on fire or whatever.
Is there a
And I'm
second
like, I
book?
guess no, no, it's just one of those like silly standalone books. But yeah, in the end, he like foils the plan of the even bigger evil wizard and turns out to be a good guy. What else did I read? Um, I have like the most random books. Oh, the other one that I read when I was in New York, I was reading um one called Heavenly Tyrant, which is a sequel to a book that came out a couple years ago called Iron Widow, which is just like a book about female rage. It's like based in like Chinese legend. And it's like about a girl who's from like a Chinese family, was kind of well off and like she had her feet bound. But it was in some kind of like sci-fi futuristic-y world where women not women women were used as like I don't know how to explain it. They had these warriors who like piloted these like huge robots and the warriors used a lot of their like chi, their energy, but they needed someone to help them power the robots, so they would get women to do it. And the women would often die while doing it. So she like volunteers to do that because her sister did, and her sister was murdered by one of these guys. So she volunteers to and takes revenge. But by doing that, she ends up like becoming like more powerful than the warrior who originally piloted. She kills him and becomes like an Iron Widow, which is what they call it. Anyway, she ends up like killing a lot of people and like taking over the government. It's like a whole thing in the first book, and then the second book is all about how she accidentally brought a man back from the dead who was like an emperor, and he's also trying to like take over. And I just thought it was really funny because he's like the book is like I said, set in like Chinese history and legends, and some of it's about like the rise of communism, which a lot of people like read similar to socialism. But he wants everybody to have like equal access to like healthcare and stuff like that. And the way that he was like doing it, I was felt like really weird because like right now we're having like an issue with people not having access to healthcare and like with very wealthy people being in charge, and he didn't want very wealthy people to be in charge. And I was like, when was this book written? Apparently very recently, but still not like in the last couple weeks, so it was kind of crazy. But those are the books that I read. No TV shows. I was trying to think about like movies and stuff that I wanted to see, but
I do
was
want to see
I
that monkey.
yeah, that looked like it would be good. Yeah.
I feel like there are ones that I want to see, but I always forget about them by the time they.
Yeah. Emmy looked at me the other day and she goes, "You know how there isn't a live action Snow White movie?" And I was like,
Oh,
There is actually, and she
actually.
was like, I know, it's coming to theaters and I want to go see it. She saw the preview for it on YouTube. So, in a few weeks, I'll probably be taking her to see Snow White.
Why they be making Disney princesses be looking like they be looking? You just they did her dirty. Like she don't look good and she's not
Yeah,
necessarily
I
a
think that's what
bad
gets
looking
me.
girl, but
Well, everybody was really complaining because I don't know what race she is. I think she might be Hispanic, but I'm not positive.
well, I'm not even talking
But in
about
any
that.
case, well, that's what people were complaining. They were like, she's not white. She's not white. So white is supposed to be white. And I'm just like, who cares what did they do to her hair? Why does she
Yeah.
look like that?
Yeah.
That's not cute. It's not cute.
Yeah. She's supposed to be so beautiful. Like Gal Gadot doesn't even need to worry.
Hmm.
She ain't the fairest of them all
No, I know.
in
I figured,
skin
but they
tone
didn't
or
even
in
try.
beauty. Like,
Yeah. But I agree. I was like, when I was watching the previews, like I saw all those people complaining about like hers being darker skin tone, and I'm just over here going like, who
well,
styled this girl?
yeah. Well, I mean, I guess I get it just for the simple fact that like skin is white as snow or whatever. That's like the whole thing.
Yeah.
But
I mean, yeah, it's true, but like I mean, it's not that deep. Like Emmy, like I said, Emmy saw the preview. She got really excited about it. She didn't
mhm.
ask me why Snow White wasn't pale.
Well,
Like she
right.
don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
The same thing with the Little Mermaid. She never once wanted to know why Ariel was black in the movie and white in the cartoon. Like she
Yeah.
does not care.
We've talked about this. Like it's fine. I really really wanted that vibrant red hair
I know.
for
I
greedy
think that,
purposes because I it really was important to me when I was a child.
well, even I was a little disappointed because like I had like once they announced that not Chloe, Halle Bailey was going to be playing her, um, there was a whole bunch of fan art of like her but with like bright red like braids and it looked really cool and I was like that's going to be really great and then yeah they came out with the actual movie and it was like a rust color, which I guess they were trying to go for like what could be
Well,
like realistic, I guess. But
and
like it's a mermaid movie. Everybody's like fighting over the fact that she's black. Like she can be black and she can have bright red hair. It's a mermaid
yeah.
movie, but they I do think that they missed an opportunity there.
And like I didn't watch the movie, but I'm just like looking at pictures of her and her in the movie, like I feel like they did her wrong too. Like I feel like they did her dirty too.
Who Ariel?
Just the actress.
Yeah,
Like
like
I
they
feel
did
like she
Ariel
doesn't
like
look
the character.
good. Yeah, like they made her not look good.
I don't yeah, no, I don't know what it is with the styling with the live action movies.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
I
don't
guess
know if
like they did
it's
okay with Jasmine and Aladdin, but even like Belle, I don't think was that great in Beauty and the Beast. But her costumes were like things like Emma Watson's choices made them a little different. Like I really did not like Belle's dress
yeah.
in the live action. This wasn't nearly as great as the one from the cartoon. I guess the Cinderella dress was pretty good for the movie.
Didn't watch that one either.
I actually really liked the Cinderella movie.
Naomi Scott? Why does that sound familiar? Like I don't think they did her dirty like they did the other two.
Yeah, I feel like they did all right with her.
What's
Oh,
Hermione's
and
name
Tara
again?
Nova. Hermione's name? Emma Watson. And they just made her look really plain, which I was fine for the most part, I guess, but that
That's a
dress really
horrible
disappointed.
picture of her. Yeah, I mean, she basically, especially like in her street clothes, she just looks normal. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't really do anything for her, really.
Yeah, but like even in her like pretty princess dress scene, I don't think they like did like she looks really plain.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know if you've seen the Belle doll from the movie. It's terrible.
I have seen it. The Barbie. I remember when the new Cinderella live action came out. I was so mad at her eyebrows.
Her eyebrows, I don't remember what her eyebrows look
They're just
like.
so dark. So dark. And like I know that that's like a thing, but it just drove me bonkers. I'm like, I'm not watching this movie because her eyebrows.
Oh, I don't
I
know. They don't actually look that dark to me. They just they just look like her eyebrows.
I don't know, man. I just remember seeing it.
I mean, I guess she's blonde, but like her eyebrows just look brown to
I don't
me.
know if it was more edited like in the commercial, like the preview or
It also
what,
could have
but
been because that movie came out a little bit like a while ago, and I do think that having thicker, darker eyebrows became like a trend.
mhm.
And so it might have been that it wasn't like as popular at the time.
Yeah. Cool.
But I don't know, just I also like I'd seen her before in Downton Abbey, and so she just kind of looks like she looks like herself. And it didn't really even occur to me to think about her eyebrows.
Yeah, and they already did a Cinderella with Brandy, remember?
Yeah, but that one wasn't technically Disney, because that's a
And
Rodgers and Hammerstein.
Lizzie McGuire.
Yeah, but that wasn't really Cinderella.
Yeah, it was. It was Ella. Cinderella.
Hmm. Well, I know they already did the best Cinderella anyway with Ever After, so they didn't have to redo anything.
Never act.
Yeah, it was Drew Barrymore from like the 90s. It's a really good movie. Have you never seen Ever
Oh, is
After?
she's that's the one. Oh, no. I was thinking of Never Been Kissed. I
No.
don't think I have
No, it's
seen
like
it.
a yeah. But her
I'm
name isn't
I am
Ella.
currently reading the best Cinderella movies and Ever After is number 1. The animated one is 4. Cinderella, there's so many versions of Cinderella.
Well, yeah, I think that the thing with like Cinderella is that it's not it's not an original story, so it's a very popular fairy tale.
Well, I
So
mean, aren't most of them not?
yeah,
Aren't they
but I think
all
because
like
it's
those dark, grim fairy
well, not like
tales?
I mean like Brave is original. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. And Frozen is based on I think the Snow Queen or something, which is a fairy tale, but it's not a very popular fairy tale, and they completely changed the story for Frozen. Um, so I feel like Cinderella is one of those where like the story, like the basic story is the popular version, and Disney doesn't own it. Like it can't own the story entirely itself. So uh
There's a Snow White one.
mhm. Yeah, there was a Snow White movie that I used to really like that came out in like the 2000s. It had a what's her name? I think she
Happily Ever After. And they were girl workers. Dwarfs. Dwarfs? Yeah, they were girl dwarfs.
yes, I did have that. I had that one. I kind of watched it like thinking of it as like almost like a sequel to the Snow White movie.
Yeah, that's what it's saying.
Snow White: A Tale of Terror.
That sounds like it shouldn't be.
It wasn't a scary movie. Like I don't really know why it has the Tale of Terror. I guess it was
That's.
kind of scary in that
Oh, he
when
looks
the
creepy.
evil
Who the heck is that?
Sigourney Weaver.
No, that's a man. That's a man with a bald head. He looks like
No,
this.
I don't know. There's a couple of like the dwarves in that movie, they're not dwarves, they're just men, but it's like a group of like Oh, men who live in the woods.
And who live in the woods.
It's a group of homeless men. I don't know, kind of like what Robin Hood was.
Merry
Um,
men?
very.
What is that?
I think you need to watch this movie.
I don't know if I do,
You sound like
sister.
that sound that what is that, brother? What is that?
Brother,
Yeah, no, that's the witch. That's the evil
Which
stepmother.
one?
Well, on the first picture, both. The top
Oh.
one is her as like herself, and then the bottom
Ew,
one
is
is
that
because of Snow
her
White.
underneath that makeup?
Yeah, that's Sigourney Weaver. She's the evil
Nasty.
hag.
They done did her dirty.
Well, it's a very good movie though. Like, there's no way
How are
that
you
Snow
being
White was
friends with
like,
that?
nobody's friends with her. She's
She's fucking playing nice with her. I'd be like, "Ah, what kind of disease? Ugh."
well, because they did make Snow White just like she is in the movie, kind of dumb and a little overly trusting of strangers. But like they don't meet for very long. It's just like in the movie. She like bumps into her and like helps her
I ain't
and
taking
as
no food from that thing.
are you good?
No. It's disgusting. Ugh. They do to this woman.
I think some of these are just promo pictures 'cause that's from the movie. But I bet you Sigourney Weaver was so excited to take a bunch of pictures dressed like that. No, I think that one is from the movie. I kind of remember that.
Just making out with her. Ugh.
She's not. I think she's like overly like touchy-feely with her. I don't know. It is like not it's not a scary movie, but it's not
Oh, I'm
like a kids
terrified.
movie.
God, make it go away.
Stop looking at
I can't help it.
Anyway, that's a Snow White movie you should watch. So those are my recommendations. Ever After for Cinderella and A Tale of Terror for Snow White.
That's my favorite.
It is. It is.
No.
But it is. It is my favorite Snow White movie. If I had to pick
Uh,
one, yeah, that would be it. Anyway, I'm terribly sorry to have exposed you to that, but it's a good movie. It's
you
an
should be
entertaining
sorry.
one.
I'm scarred for life.
It's worth it.
I ho. I ho.
Well, unlike you having a job, the dwarves in the Snow White movie do not have a job.
Keep looking over at her and she's terrifying. I gotta scroll
I
up.
It has been so long since I saw that movie, but like I am genuinely I don't remember it being called A Tale of Terror. Like I don't at all.
Well, it's there and it's terrifying.
Yeah, well, if you ever have to choose to watch a version of Snow White, that's the one you should watch. You make faces like you don't enjoy scary movies that are
That's
like
not
worse than that.
scary. That's gross.
Most scary movies are
It's
gross.
nasty. Ah,
Matthew, what's your favorite scary movie? Whatever it is, it probably has a gross scene. Probably
well,
the not my favorite, but the worst one is that one. What was it called? With the woman who's like a
pet neck lady.
no, no, it's like the Hereditary. Hereditary.
Hmm.
That's the worst one. That's probably like one I will never watch it again, and not because it was so bad. I don't think I could sit through how bad that like how not just gross, but like I don't know, something about it.
People talk about that movie, and if I'm remembering it correctly, and if I'm remembering the correct one, or thinking of the correct one, I don't remember being impressed
Well,
or
for me, it wasn't that it was
affected or
scary. I think it was
anything.
like I don't know.
There's like a bird, right? It dies and like it's the sun, right? Oh, there's that
Yeah,
one part. Doesn't
with the
she like
daughter.
get her head like
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
That's about it though. Everything else was like meh.
All over. I
Maybe I
mean, the
need to
ending of the movie.
rewatch. I
That's
don't know.
it.
I don't know.
First of all, the whole her whole death scene was traumatizing. Like
Yeah.
just
Well, maybe I blocked it
just
out.
traumatizing.
Maybe I blocked it out and just put that don't impress me much on there and just put it in a
It's
box.
awful, but like we're not gonna think about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe. Because like for
Yeah,
the most like the movie ended up not making much sense to me. Like I
yeah.
just like horror movies, it got to the point where it was like this doesn't make any sense anymore. But
Mm-hmm.
the whole trauma of what happened with the daughter, like afterwards, I was like not even like in the horror sense of it, but like thinking about that actually happening to someone.
Yeah.
Like horrible. And then especially like with the son and like his experience with that. Like but then it's actually continued to be a horror movie and like it had some pretty gross stuff. And then the ending was just like
Was
with the
there a
people like cutting
fire?
off their own heads. Yeah, there was like a fire. I think she
Isn't there like
I only watched it once, I would
a
never
tree
watch it again.
house?
Yeah, there was like a how tree house or
Okay, see, I
something where the little
remember
girl used
things,
to
but I
go.
don't.
And then in the end, there's like a whole like cult group or something that are in the
Yeah,
tree house, and they were trying to like summon some kind of demon or something. But like,
yeah.
there's like, I think
I don't know. I remember the right movie,
I
and
think it's the son. I can't remember who it is in the end who ends up seeing everything. I think it's the son. But like
we
the
see too
mom,
much.
like climbing up the walls at the end, and like just the sound of her cutting her own head off. I was like, I am never watching this movie
I don't
again.
recall that. I don't actually even recall the scene, but I know it
Do you
was
want me to
there.
describe it to you?
You don't
Because
have to,
nightmares,
but
nightmares.
I must I must I must block drama out pretty good.
Yeah, no, I had not seen that movie before, and I had somebody that I am friends with, and we had never talked about horror movies before, but it came up that we both liked horror movies, and she was like, "Have you seen this one? It's really like probably the most like horrifying movie I've ever seen." And I was like, "Well, no, I haven't seen it, but I'd love to because that sounds great, and I have regrets." I have regrets. I messaged her right after. I was like, this was awful." I was like, it was truly horrifying, but like, I don't know, it was almost like, what do you call that? Not horror, but like gets in your head.
Yeah, like
Like
psychological.
obviously there was, yeah, psychological. I was like, it was psychologically scarring,
Mm-hmm.
damaging. Just like I could have stopped it right after the scene with the daughter dying and yeah, scarred for life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now every time I see something that, like, has to do with, like, somebody getting decapitated or something like that, I send it to this girl. I send it to her. She is like, "Ah, yeah, just like the movie," and I'm like, "Yeah."
It's your fault.
Yeah, I will never not associate things like that with her. Ugh, uh, it was fine though. It was, I'm glad I watched it, I suppose, because there aren't that many horror movies that I feel like are actually, like, actually leave, like, any kind of real impression.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it wasn't, like, scary, it was just disgusting
Something with
and
you and heads, I think. Decapitation, bent necks.
I think for me with the bent neck lady, the thing that was, like, I found I think that I found scary about her was the fact that you never really saw her face.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think that if it had been like the scene at the end where you actually see her throughout the whole thing, it wouldn't have been as scary for me. So I don't know what it was. It was like about her kind of just appearing and you not being able to see her face.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do think that like in horror movies, I find that that's probably the thing that like is more scary is like when they have like faces that are kind of like in the dark, but you can see like outlines and stuff. Like that's creepier to me.
Mm.
And I think that what's that one with the little boy who's like in a coma? Uh,
Oh, like Insidious?
yeah, Insidious, that one. Like that one I thought was kind of creepy up until the moment where they actually showed you what the demon looked like and he's
Mm.
just like there being like his goofy son. I'm like, this is a stupid movie. Like
Mm-hmm.
it went from being kind of like something into being like, this is terrible. I didn't want to see the demon. Like that's not how these work.
Yeah.
It's not how you scare me by
Yeah.
showing me the little like CGI demon. So
Yeah. So that and the fact that you don't like getting Harry Potter gifts.
I didn't say I didn't like them.
That scarred me. It's imprinted into my brain forever
I did
now.
not say that I didn't like them. I said I don't like those things as I don't like it as much as people think I do.
Mm-hmm.
I also do find it harder to be like very like pro Harry Potter with um J.K. Rowling being
Who
the
she
person that she is
is.
now.
Yeah.
Have
Yeah.
a lot of like very conflicting emotions going to places like the Harry Potter store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. I can understand that.
Yeah.
Too bad.
It is too
Too
bad.
bad.
But overall, like I mean I like the Harry Potter stuff still. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
still a fan
Mm-hmm.
of the I'm a fan of the memories.
Yeah. All right. Well. Okay, bye.